Hey guys, welcome to Samson's World. This is a huge pleasure today on my show. This is what we're going to call a special Samson's World because my guest today is extra special. With me always is my co-host, Latoya Rucker, guys. You know, Miss West Coast, Miss United States, and Miss about to kick some ass in some more pageants. Tell 'em Toya.
Yeah, what's up? Hi, everybody. Next is Miss Universe. So.
Damn.
Okay.
The whole universe, Toya.
Yep.
Damn. What are you going to do then once you take over the whole universe?
Just watch and see.
That means she don't know.
That's right.
Don't bust me out like
She don't
that.
know yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, that smooth voice you are
Yes.
hearing is my guest voice. I have to introduce him. He is he's probably one of the most successful comic I know, I'll say. Maybe, okay, I know, under Tiff, but he's the biggest guy I know. He has his own show. He's been on BET. He's in one of the largest touring comedy tours of history. And he is an independent spirit and comic. Doesn't give a fuck. Give it up for Mr. Naeem Lynn. Oh, yes, hold on.
There we go.
Sorry about that, Naeem.
You know some people.
I do. Well, I know that's what, but you are, man. And in terms of comics that are actually successful, paying their bills, really making moves, independent moves, producing your own shit, I think you're, for me, that top tier of people we know.
Okay. I'll accept it. It's hard.
I know.
It's always, I'm always working and trying to improve myself and make it to that next level. So sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, I look at myself differently than other people look at me, which is probably contrary to what people think about me.
Well, I think we all probably do that a little bit. I was even thinking this morning, I wasn't feeling very successful, but then I had to, at the same time, acknowledge how successful I actually am. But sometimes when you get it, then you're looking at that next level. And I imagine you probably experience that's not that you don't think you're successful, but sometimes we're too hard on ourselves, I guess,
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what you aspire to do. Successful is subjective. When it comes to financial success, I have that. I have a home and cars and, a closet full of sneakers and shit like that. And I have a business as well. But when it comes to actual, achievements in my career, and I have plenty of them via comedy, but I switching into that acting side of things, I still got a long way to go.
Yeah, I hear that. And so real quick, we'll hop into a bunch of this shit, but tell people about, you just opened up a Mayweather gym, correct? And it's a franchise, which is genius, really. I mean, that's what I love about what you do, Naeem, is there's not a lot of other comics. It's multiple streams of income, and I think too many comics get focused in on, hey, if I'm not just doing comedy and becoming a millionaire that way, but they don't realize that's not really the way to become a millionaire always, or...
Yeah. Well, I mean, it took me a minute to get here, but every big tour that I do is like, all right, what am I going to do with this chunk of money? So the first time it was like I bought a house, and then the next time I bought a bigger house, and I bought a supercar, I guess you could say.
What was that? What was a supercar?
I bought an Aston Martin DB11. That was my first supercar. Yeah. Okay. You have luxury, then you have like a luxury car is like a Mercedes, Lexus, that type of thing. Then you have a supercar. That's when you get to the Bentleys and the Aston Martins and the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis. Those would be considered supercars. So,
God damn, no.
And you said first supercar.
Yeah, I have another Aston Martin now, and I also have a Bentley.
See, this is what I'm talking about, that drip, drip, drop, Naeem. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, that's my
thing. Drop
it
on us. Drop the science, please.
Cars are my thing. A lot of guys, they get a bunch of jewelry and shit like that. Some people collect watches. I'm more of a car person. Something that depreciates. If you're that type of person about, the money and this, that, and the other, then, and I don't have time for that. Like, I'm trying to live life and have a good time and get the things that I've always wanted. But back to what I was saying, like each tour was like, all right, what's the next thing? And then this time it was like, all right, now it's time to invest in something, because what happens is you make a bunch of money, whether it's on the TV show or on tour, and then you just for the next 2 years you just watch your bank account go down every month, and that's the frightening part about it, because you create this lifestyle that's hard to maintain. You know, so I decided I need to find some passive income and invest in something, and I decided to invest. It's so crazy because I was like, man, I wanted to do a car wash. Because
I heard those were good.
At the car wash.
Yeah, car washes are extremely lucrative in Los Angeles because the weather is always good, so people get their car wash yearly, right? So that's what I was thinking, and then I just happened to be scrolling one day while I was in that mind frame of wanting to invest in something, and then the Mayweather franchise popped up, and I was like, oh, this is perfect because I love boxing. I'm a Mayweather stan, and I'm into fitness. So I was like, man, this is something I should look into. And then right when I started looking into it, COVID hit. So we had to wait a couple years to get the ball rolling. But as soon as it was clear, then I was right back on it. And it took a long time for us to open. It took about 1.5 years, the full process. And during that process, the price of materials went up like crazy.
Yeah,
so
they tripled.
Yeah, ended up spending way more money than I should have had to spend. But it's just what it is. What it is. So we opened in December, and we broke the record for revenue for all of the franchises in the country.
Wow, where's your location located? Because I was gonna try Mayweather.
Yeah,
but
I'm in
Hollywood.
Porter Ranch.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was one on Wilshire, which was the flagship. They closed. There's one on Hollywood and Highland. There's one in Century City or Culver City. I always get those two confused. I think it's Culver City. And then there's one like in Hawthorne or something like that. And then there's mine, which is in
What
Porter
makes
Ranch.
you guys different from the ordinary gyms where they can do boxing and all that?
Well, I mean, it's like, you ever been to Orange Theory?
Yes.
So it's circuit training. It's like Orange Theory, but it's boxing. So there's 8 stations, 8 rounds, and 5 of them are boxing, and then the other 3 are like more of a fitness thing. So you have either the treadmill, or you have, depending on which workout you're doing, it's either the treadmill or row machine. And then there's one where you have like medicine balls where you may do some squats with it or whatever. Then the next station is either battle ropes, or it could be abs, or it's just different things. It depends on which class you're in. But it's great. The members love it. It's boutique fitness, so it's a little pricey. But I live in a area where there's money, so
Yeah, people can afford,
Yeah, and we're right next to Whole Foods, so it's like prime real estate. Yeah.
That's I saw that in the drone shot you had. That's amazing. And do you know Mayweather at all personally? So you said you were scrolling, but now that you have it, I'd imagine you've met him at some point. Is there?
So I met Floyd probably about in 2008. I was doing a show with Cedric the Entertainer for his like yearly thing he did in Grand Rapids. I don't think he does it anymore. And then he seen me perform over the years, and he became a fan of me, which was great because he's my favorite athlete.
Oh, dang.
And there's just been a building relationship. We've never hung out one-on-one. I've never been to his house. I don't have his number, but there's a mutual respect. And he had me perform at his 40th birthday party, actually.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
That's
which was a disaster, by the way.
Why would you say that?
Because it just wasn't set up for comedy. It wasn't conducive for a comedy show because it was music too, and it was at a hotel. Nobody was really listening, and the other 2 comedians that was supposed to perform, they got lucky and did not have to go up. I went up there and took one for the team, but that was that. And then he's been to my gym twice. He was there before we opened, and he came to the grand opening and had a workout. So and the liaison between us was Kichi, who just passed away recently. And just shout out to her. She was just an amazing person. She was his assistant. And she's just a truly beautiful person, and she was the middleman between us two. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So now I don't have a way to contact him now, but it's okay. I'll see him when I see him, and I don't need anything from him.
Right. Exactly. I think it's funny. We asked this question last time, kind of to ourselves a little bit, and I think it's relevant to you. is expectations from friends who become, or if we say more successful, okay, like what are the expectations? Do people have expectations of you? You know, I assume everybody, like I get stuff, people are always hitting me up, hey Sam, can you get this script to Tiffany? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, why aren't I going to give her my script ahead of your script? You know, and people are like, you can be a producer.
Right.
You can be an actor. And I'm like, I've heard it a million times. I'm sure you've gotten that a lot. But what expectations do you have, or advice for people? You know, we said you just got to make your own shit on your own and keep moving, and you can't worry about what your friend's going to do for you.
Yeah, the people that ask for those kind of favors are people that don't know me. People that know me know not to ask that type of shit, because it's like, you want me to get a script to Kevin or help, like I'm not even in his TV shows or movies. You know what I'm saying? So it's people that don't know me, but my friends, they know better. What expectations they have from me, I would think that they wouldn't have many, because I've been working for a long time and they haven't asked me for anything yet. You know, so, and it's not, I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Like, what could you possibly want from me other than some money?
Right.
You know, I don't have any close friends that are in this industry. So, you know, my best friend is my tour manager, and I hope to be able to retire him at some point from his regular job, and he can become like a full-time assistant and just do more things for me. But it just I have to be able to pay him what he makes. So. Yeah,
that's awesome. I mean, and talk about that a little bit, because if you've been able to, through your success, kind of throw, bless some of your friends with, like you're talking about trying to retire your assistant, you know, do you get to do a lot of stuff? Because I'd imagine that's the first thing I'd like to do, is be able to, when I get it, be able to pass it along, the wealth, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's extremely good at what he does. He's just a tour manager for me right now. He shadowed Nate Smith, who was Kevin's tour manager, to learn how to do it. And so he works for me and Spank when we're on tour. And but he's a firefighter. So, you know, he's been doing that for a while. So he makes good money. So I just have to, but I know he's ready to be done with that. But I'm like, you can't quit, bro, because you're just not going to be able to. You're just not going to be able to make the money that nowhere near the money you're making now yet.
Right.
But I look forward to being able to bring him on full time. And then I have my friends I have a very small circle of friends that are comics and actors. And, you know, from right off the bat, when I shot my first pilot that I funded and produced and wrote and starred in.
Talk to us a little bit about that too.
Yeah, I put all of them in that shit. So, but so a little bit about that. I sold this show to HBO maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. Well,
I know.
It was a little premature.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
It was a little
Sorry
premature.
about that name.
I sold it to them and then they rejected
Story
it.
of my life. They rejected.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I delivered a script and they decided to not move forward with it. But I felt like I had something that was really good and really different and original. And I didn't get discouraged. I was just like, all right, I'm going to revisit it again in a couple years. And then I tried to go through Heartbeat and see if they could like pitch it as I forgot the term that they used. And they said nobody was biting. So I said, cool, I'll just shoot it myself. And I shot a pilot with Afion Crockett last year that he funded. And that was all the inspiration that I needed. Because first of all, I was inspired that he did it himself. And I was inspired that it came out good. So I was like, you know what? And then not only am I going to do this shit, shoot a pilot, I'm going to shoot 2 episodes. Because I feel like one of the reasons why I did not get picked up is because they couldn't see where the show was going.
Yeah, they don't have vision.
Yeah, so I said, I'm going to paint a vivid picture. I'm going to shoot 2 episodes. And I had a screening for it at the Chinese Theater in April. And it was amazing, man. It was amazing. And that was all the validation that I needed. You know, of course, I wanted to be picked up. But, and I don't say in case or it doesn't. But just to prove, just to get my point across, even if it does not move forward, I'm still happy and proud of myself for the work that I did and the fact that people loved it.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, that's an important note for what we do is a lot of people, you know, I got a film I'm putting out and, you know, I'm like, I don't know if anybody will watch it or whatever, or if it'd be successful or not. But like you said, I'm proud of it because I did it. I shot it. I cut it. Got it done. And I think sometimes that's part of the struggle is, you have to be not afraid to put your shit out there.
Got to invest in you.
And you got to invest in yourself big time. Because I've done that a lot. I've invested in so many other people's careers. And now I'm like, okay, I got to be a little more selfish and I always use the metaphor. It's like I'm on the island trying to get off and I can't help you if I don't get off the island, or, you know what I mean? I got to get my own boat. And yeah, that's amazing. Now, talk to me a little bit too, because I know you're married, but you kind of got married late. Is that right? Because I know before,
well, what's late? What's considered late?
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'll retract that. No, I won't say late, but you got married, and so I know your life has kind of changed a little bit on the road, maybe from how it used to be.
How so?
Well, I don't know. I guess when you're not married, you're able to have a lot of fun. I mean, I won't say,
Oh, you mean
like groupies and shit like that? Is that anything you're interested in? Like,
I mean, I had a time where I indulged.
Indulged. Yeah, I call him dipped. Yeah.
But I mean, we've been together for like 11 years now.
Oh dang, yeah. So
we haven't been married that long, but we've been together for a long time. So, but I got to enjoy that road life and all those things, prior to it.
And are you enjoying, because I know you're a father too, you got a daughter.
Yeah, she's 7.
She's 7, wow. And you just have one daughter, right? Oh man, you're lucky. I got 3. That's a lot of responsibility. But how is it, how do you handle being a touring comedian and being a dedicated dad? I know this business isn't built to be a good family man, because we're getting pulled to the road, or,
Right. So the goal is to not have to beat up the road with the stand-up. But I'll never stop doing stand-up. But what happens is a lot of comedians, they get that acting lick. They get a TV show or movies and all that stuff, and then they give up the stand-up. But what you're doing is you're missing out on a whole lot of money. Because with stand-up and acting, one hand washes the other. So if you get to a point to where you're a household name, you can make so much money doing stand-up. And that's your guarantee money right there.
Yeah, it's retirement.
Yeah, so for me, I would like to get to a point to where I can do it when I want to do it, and that way I can just be around for my daughter a little bit more. But for the most part, we just work on weekends. For this year, because we've been doing international touring, we've been going for a few weeks at a time. But normally, it's just weekends. So I'm home usually Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday. And, we get as much time as we need together. But it's hard on her. It's hard on her. She doesn't like it. She's like, why do you have to go? I'm like, well, because I have to pay the bills so that we can continue to live the way we live.
Right.
She's still young and everything, but...
I can only imagine my kids, like, every time I just go out, like, last night, like, Dad, you're going out again? Like, you're leaving us? And I'm like, you guys have no idea. The goal is not to be gone every weekend, but if I'm able to work like that, that's part of the sacrifice. And it's just, if it's just like, kids it's never good enough for them, you know what I mean? It's like they want more of your time, which makes a lot of sense,
Yeah.
And so talk to us a little bit, about the tour, being on, how long have you been on, the Plastic, obviously, I don't know if people all know, but you're part of the Plastic Cup Boys, which, to a lot of us, I'd say Kevin Hart, the Plastic Cup Boys, is a romantic model to what we all wish could happen for us in Hollywood.
Right.
If that makes sense. We all wish, like Adam Sandler, get all your boys, and actually, and I know it's not as perfect as people might look, but how has that been being part of something, that amazing and historical,
Well, the difference between our crew and these other people, these other comedians who are headliners, and they have some guys to go out with them, is that they kind of pick them up along the way, or once they were already established. Whereas Kevin, I've been there from the beginning. I've been working with Kevin for 22 years, something like that.
Wow.
Most of my career. And Spain came along in like 2008. So it was still at a point where he was just doing comedy clubs. And then he knew Spank from Philadelphia as teenagers. So it's really a friendship versus somebody like Cat Williams who have these people toward him this time, and then he'll replace them, have a couple more people, and he's giving other people opportunities. Kevin is a person that likes repetition. He's one of those people, if it's broke, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Smart.
And even if it's somebody that could be in the crew or that's even causing a problem, it's like, I just don't want to have new people around me.
You said a key word, giving people opportunities. So with you just saying new people wanting to be in the crew, and they could be in the crew, do you guys feel some type of way because you were once them, right?
No, I was never once them because I was there from the beginning before he was who he is.
Right.
So I've been that with other comics, but not in this crew. So
A day one.
exactly. And I want to talk about that.
Okay,
Talk
go.
about it.
Yeah, talk about it. Let's go.
Well, no, with the day one, you got your hands onto a project that I was working on, right? That you were editing for Mike Addis. Yeah,
It was a I guess a documentary you were doing, and that's how I'm familiar with some of your.
Yeah, I want you to if you still have that footage, I want to talk about that because it was completely done wrong. And that was probably off the direction that you were given from Mike, but it's not about that.
Okay.
It was basically so we talking about giving back, right? So one of my ways that I wanted to give back to my friends is because I have 3 people that work with me that I've known my whole life. One is, her name is Pam Carrington, and I've known her since I was about 3 years old. She lived across the street from me, and she started doing stand-up just like 7 years ago.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And then the guy that hosts our shows, his name is Jonathan Martin, and I've known him since 5 years old. We went to kindergarten together.
Shit, that's cool.
And then my road manager, who's my best friend, I've known him since I was 8. And they all have very interesting stories. A lot of sad shit, a lot of interesting shit. And I wanted to do a reality show called Day Ones because I have all these people working with me that I've known my whole life. And, the tour, us being together on tour is kind of our sanctuary. It's like this is our escape from all the bullshit that's going on in our lives. And it's an opportunity for me to increase my career while helping pull them up at the same time by getting them on this show. So, and Spank was a part of it too, but Spank is a day 2, I would say, because I've known Spank since college.
Spank.
Hilarious.
No, but he's still relevant. He's great for the show. But what was presented to me was something that showed me and Spank like it was kind of like a documentary on tour, and that's not what it was about. It's about these other people who are all experiencing a bunch of bullshit right now. So yeah, but we can revisit that at some point. But that's my way of trying to help others, people that are close to me, by giving them opportunities. Because if you on any hit show, reality show, whatever, that's going to make your social media go ham, and that's just going to help you sell tickets.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, it's just. At the end of the day, it's about selling tickets, and that's something I've been trying to invest in more, is putting up more clips. Like really, you see a lot of comedians getting successful off. Just posting TikTok clips, and people who have TikTok followings. Matt Rife, now I think he has 12 million followers on TikTok. And he's been around forever. People are like, oh wow, where did he come from? He's been around since he was 16. But it's just interesting to see the different avenues people are able to get success out of this business.
Man, you never know what video is going to make you blow up on social media. It's the shit that you least expect.
Yes.
And I don't post content like that. Sometimes I post some of my stand up, and it's just not being seen enough, for it to go. I have great content as far as stand up, but nothing has ever gone viral. So, but I don't worry about that. I'm kind of from the old school, so the social media thing is more of a thing for fun for me and a little bit of promotion. It's not something that I rely on for my career.
Yeah, which is, I think it's good. It's social media. I was telling a friend, is such a trap for celebrities because everybody's waiting for you to get on that live at 3 a.m. fucked up and say something stupid or post an article. Just repost an article for somebody else. It might be controversial, and Yeah, I mean, I can't wait till I don't have to try to put myself out on social media.
Right.
Because there is that
We out here
pressure.
selling our ass on Instagram, man.
Right.
Yeah.
How have you navigated the cancel culture, being true to yourself and speaking on topics?
Well, I think that I've evolved just like most people when it comes to certain topics, certain things you can't say anymore that were normal for me to say, and being around my friends and black community, things that we said growing up is things that we just can't say anymore. At the end of the day,
Such as?
And do you feel like you don't have your own voice anymore? Because before you say something, it's like,
no, it's just about maturing, and just accepting that shit is just not okay anymore. That offends people. For the most part, when it comes to what's going on and the things that people are getting canceled about with it's mostly LGBT stuff. And with that, I just try to have an energy of not caring what someone else is doing. If that's who you want to be, and that's what you want to do with your body, then that's your business. The things that I don't like and I don't mind speaking about is when it comes to sports and shit. Mm-hmm. Like,
so you agree that the men shouldn't participate in the women's sports?
The transgender, you can't call them men.
Oh, sorry.
Watch your shit, Toya. But this might get us blown up. I mean, but that's what I respect about you too, Naeem, is I feel like if not give a fuck was a person, it'd be you. Mm-hmm. Like I always, you really rarely, I mean, I've never seen you disturbed by anybody else's shit. You're on your own path and right. That's hard to be like that in this business.
The people that know me say that my level of honesty is incomparable. And I take pride in that. Mm-hmm. I take pride in being my own person and not, just being honest and living in my truth. So, if someone says, if I say, well, I don't think it's fair that someone that was born a man can participate in women's sports, and somebody wants to cancel me for that, then I don't give a fuck. Cancel me. I have a right to an opinion. And
absolutely.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And I think that there should be sports,
a category
specifically for transgender.
Yeah, we add a new category.
Yeah, and then that evens the playing field, I believe, but that's just my opinion. I'm not the commissioner of any sports. I don't make any decisions. That's just how I feel.
Yep, amen. Now, I want to move on to something a little softer. I saw a video on your Instagram. Somebody took of you, and you were at a costume party, and I think the caption said, like, everybody... what is it when everybody spends like crazy money on the costume and then you look like you went to Party City?
Right. So I came up with that idea and I had him.
He filmed it. Yeah, I figured you were part of that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, Naeem's not going to get played out like that.
I mean,
if
it was funny, if somebody took a video of me and I didn't know and it was funny, I would still post it.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was my idea.
It was so
that was
funny.
For Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Did you go to Party City?
Man, I got that shit on Amazon. Amazon, yeah. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I didn't know anything about it, and you know what's so crazy? I hate theme parties. I hate going to somebody else's theme party, but I have them myself.
Oh,
right.
And then people gotta fucking find shit and dress up for my stuff, and I'm just like, hey, deal with it. But when I have to go to somebody else's, I hate it.
That's so funny. What Game of Thrones because I just saw that little picture of Kevin, and was he playing Peter Dinklage or?
I don't watch Game of Thrones. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Okay. He's the little guy. Mm-hmm. That's so old. No, but that's funny. What kind of theme parties do you usually throw, Naeem?
I threw a Boomerang Halloween party.
Okay.
The movie Boomerang,
okay.
Eddie Murphy. I was John Witherspoon. That was great.
I'm trying to think who I would have played in that.
There's no white people.
There's
in
no
it,
white people,
man. No.
which rightfully so.
You know who you could have played?
Who?
The guy when they were looking at the suits and he was like, "We don't keep cash in the store."
We don't keep cash in the store.
Right.
Okay, I got that.
There's no layaway program.
There's no layaway program, sir. Yeah, I got
been
that. Okay, that would have been tough to come as that guy, but that's funny.
And it was great. Then I gave away prizes for best costume. Afion and Royale Watkins showed up as
Shout
Boney T.
Oh wow.
As who?
Boney T, Chris Rock's character. And Royale even had the cart.
Oh, I remember
best.
seeing that on
He had the
Instagram.
best.
He
I
had
saw
the
that.
cart and the mail,
Oh my God.
which
that's
was
good.
like
I remember
hilarious.
seeing that. That is hilarious.
Which one had the best costume?
I gave away, I think, 3 prizes. I think I gave one to Royale, and one of my friend's wife. She played Layla Rashawn with. Remember, she had her dog and everything. So
The
she
lost dog.
Yeah, no. Well, Eddie had the lost dog, but she was helping him look for it. So she had a little fake puppy in the outfit. It was great. She got an air fryer, and Royale got Keurig.
Oh, you giving away good gifts, good prizes.
Yeah, I gave her good stuff.
Damn, yeah, Keurig's good, man.
I had a Jacksons party at my house before, where you had to just dress like anybody from the Jacksons, and we played Jacksons music all night. That wasn't even for Halloween. That was just a regular. I just feel like doing
Regular ass night.
Yeah.
Now tell me, Naeem, speaking of Michael Jackson, I just saw this quote you put up. Before you get serious with someone, you have to ask them their favorite Michael Jackson song. You have to ask them what their favorite Michael Jackson song is. If it ain't in your top 5, dump them.
They gotta go.
I kind of agree with that. If people don't like Michael Jackson or people who don't like reggae, that's hard for me to fucks with.
They can like Michael Jackson, but if their favorite song isn't in your top 5,
Oh, okay.
if their favorite song is fucking "They Don't Care About Us,"
What are your top 5? I mean, is Man in the Mirror is in there for me?
no.
No, not for you.
PYT.
PYT is in my top 5. Butterflies, Baby Be Mine, The Way You Make Me Feel. And then there was like a toss up between I was left like a 5 and like a honorable mention.
What about Smooth Criminal?
Okay, it wasn't Smooth Criminal. I can't remember. My list is on there. If you look at the post, it says it.
Okay. Oh shit. Let's do that then. Oh shit. I don't know if I have it up below there though. Baby Be Mine, The Way You Make Me Feel, You Rock My World, Rock With You, Billie Jean, Special Mention, PYT.
Right. So I'm gonna have to take one of those out.
Okay.
And put Butterflies in.
Okay. If they say some shit like heal the world or they don't really care about us, you gotta block them.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Thank
God I didn't say
heal the world, you get blocked.
Make it a better place. What about it's black, it's white, it's dub-a-doo-ga-doo, yeah. No, okay, fair enough. Cool.
So after your passion project, that's what you called it. What else do you got coming up next?
Well, I'll go film season 5 of Assisted Living this summer, I'm assuming. We don't have a schedule yet, but I know that they were trying to finish all the scripts before the strike. So we should be able to shoot that this summer.
And talk to us about the character you play on there in that show.
So I'm on a show called Tyler Perry's Assisted Living, comes on BET. And my character's name is Jeremy. And although I'm not number 1 on the call sheet, I am truly, and I say this humbly, I am truly the star of the show.
No? Okay.
Nice.
I say that as humbly as possible because, I mean, I'm not the most familiar face on the show, but the show revolves around my character, and I have more scenes and more lines than anyone.
That sounds like a star to me.
But
Right.
wait, I want to circle back. You said strike. I passed the people striking on the way here. So how do you feel about that since it's possibly holding up your production? And
It won't hold up my Tyler Perry show because, like I said, the scripts are already done.
They already wrote that.
And my passion project, my first season has been written as well.
Okay.
So it won't hold that up either unless the SGA decides to, join forces the Writers Guild. But you know, I mean, things happen for me at the right time. If this is a time where I couldn't work for a minute, I'd be okay because I'm on tour. Nice. So just like when COVID hit, I just finished filming my first season of the TV show, and then we shot twice in the bubble as well. So you know, somebody up there is looking out for me.
Man, that's awesome. Have you had a point in your career, Naeem, where you were, what would you ever call it, a rock bottom, or where you were not making much money and you were really struggling at all through your career?
Yeah, so I mean, I was doing stand-up part-time my first 8 years as a comic, and there was plenty of hard times. At that time, I was doing some colleges and shit during the school, so during the summer, things would be a little bit harder. I lost my job before.
What was your job?
Well, I was a waiter twice. I was a waiter at Fridays, and then I was a waiter at this restaurant called Warm Daddy's. And then I lost my job at Warm Daddy's.
What's that?
It was a live blues music and soul food restaurant in Philadelphia.
So funny. I used to work at a Joe's Bebop Cafe that I got fired from. Sounds like the same kind of fucking place.
So yeah, I mean, I lost that job and I was unemployed for a few months. I was broke a whole summer, and I was doing so bad that my phone got cut off. And when I finally paid the bill, somebody else had my number.
You know it's bad.
I had to get a new number. That's how long my phone was off.
Do you find those times, looking back, were more fun than now?
Hell
or
no.
Just okay?
Hell no,
Some people say that was the beauty of the journey.
No, there's times where I was doing less than I'm doing now that were more fun.
Okay.
But that wasn't one of them. That was fucking awful. And then after that, I got a job at the airport. I worked for U.S. Air Express in Philadelphia, and I was there for from 2002 to 2006, 4 years. And you know, that was more about creating the opportunity to fly for free and do more shows.
That's dope.
So I didn't make much money, but I had my overhead was extremely low back then.
Have you ever been fired from a job like that?
I was fired from Warm Daddy's.
Oh, really?
I've been fired from...
Yeah, most comics are not made for retail, or I've been fired from pretty much every retail job I ever worked, I got fired from.
I got fired from almost every job that I've had, but some of them was like, I just stopped going. So
that'll do it.
The airport, I just stopped going, and I didn't want to resign because I knew it would take a minute for them to take me out of the system. So I was able to fly for free for another month and a half after I stopped going.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I still have bad dreams. Oh my nightmares as an adult are that I'm back in school and that I have a job again.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Having a job is pretty awful. I give it up to any waiters, anybody in retail. It is the hardest work to do to act like you give a fuck about somebody.
Shit, so is being a comedian.
Yeah,
you
that's
have your
true.
bad days. You got to get on stage and entertain thousands of people.
That's true.
Who paid a bunch of money to see you, and you don't feel like you could just finish having a fucking argument with your wife or your spouse before you go on stage.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about that? Because me personally, whenever I've had fights with my wife or an argument with family or something, sometimes I have great performances after that. Do you have those moments, or have you bombed in front of all of those people? Have you ever bombed on tour before also?
Nah, I've never bombed on tour, but there's our version of bombing. If I'm used to delivering anywhere between an 8 and 10 performance, and it's a 7 or a 6.5, you're just like, oh, that was rough.
Does that ever change at all, your set, and do you improvise much, or are you generally going and you're doing your
I'm like a robot up there most of the time. There's not too many bad nights. It's just like when you're on a tour like this, you're used to like roars of applause and laughter, and it's when it's beneath that, you just don't feel good about it.
Mm-hmm. And what do you prefer those the stadiums, or do you actually like a packed out comedy club, 350, 400 people?
I prefer doing the arenas because it's just easier and you don't have to connect with the audience. You're just kind of in space.
It's true.
When you do a comedy club, you have to connect.
Yeah.
You have to look at people in their face, and it's always a transition for me when I go back to that.
What's the process of working on new material?
For the most part, there's a couple spots I go to here in LA where I just go, try new bits. I always put I jot something down in my phone in my notes, and then I just get on stage and kind of just play with it. Sometimes I'll write out the joke a little bit in detail, but for the most part, it's like I have a topic and I just go play with it.
And do you guys do any writing like for Kevin or for the other comics on the tour at all? Do you guys pretty much keep to your own shit?
Nah, anything I write is for me.
Okay.
But if Kevin has a joke and I have a tag for him, then I'll give it to him. We all do that with each other. He does the same for me.
Okay.
Tag is a punch up for people that don't know.
That's right. Did you know that, Toya?
No.
Okay. Tag,
Thank
you're it. Yeah. Some comedy science right here.
Yep.
Now, Naeem, we're kind of coming to the end of this ride here with you. It's been exhilarating. What we usually do at the end of the show is we have our guest call someone who they think will bail them out of jail, and you have to try and ask them to bail you out of jail for a bail amount of $2,000.
Nobody's going to believe that I know.
Well,
Because the bail amount.
No,
Right.
they're not going to believe that I'm in jail.
really? Well,
I break no laws. I'll never be in jail.
well, I mean, this is something we call acting.
I know, but I don't know if I'm even going to be able to deliver the performances. They're going to be like, man, get the fuck out of here.
Or would you be willing to try? You can call anybody, any
Or
friend
what
you
about
like.
that one I sent you the other day, Sam?
What, where he has to call somebody and try and give him money for a small business. I like.
Oh, the police is following him.
Oh, the police is following him. Yeah, I like if he has to try and ask somebody to bail him out of jail. Hang on, and I'll let you call him from my phone because it comes through the speaker, so you can talk to him, and then it won't. It
But I
won't
think
be.
we need to raise the bail amount for him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big money. We got big fucking money. Naeem here. Let's raise it to 25 grand.
Well, I don't know anybody.
Exact. Okay. Put it at a reasonable amount. We'll go $2,000 for Naeem. Okay. We'll go $2,000. Does that sound about right? And then here, let me see. Let me get off my Bluetooth. Why don't you, if you want, you can try and hook it up to the Bluetooth here.
Here's the problem that they're going to be like, well, why didn't you call your wife? Why are you calling me?
You could say I did. She didn't answer.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Here's where the improv
Here's
kicks
what I'm
in.
going to say. I'm going to say that I was fucking with this chick that I did not know was a hooker.
Yeah. Okay. See?
I can't tell my wife. They're gonna say, get the fuck out of here. Watch.
Let's see. I love
Well,
it.
me and Sam come in to chime in. So we're the police in the back.
Potentially. Now, if you want, you can connect to the Bluetooth and it says Roadcaster 2, and then you can just call from your phone. This is going to be great.
Or Sam can call from his.
Or I can call from my phone, too.
But will they answer?
Maybe, because, maybe not. What would you rather do, Naeem?
But if I'm locked up, can I use my own phone?
That's what I'm saying. That's why maybe call from my
Sometimes,
phone.
right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, this game, the rules, we can make them up. So whatever you want to do.
This isn't gonna work.
You have to have
It
faith.
will work. Come on, Naeem.
You already have the plot down.
We just have to believe. All right, I'll connect it to my phone.
Okay.
Connect it, and you can just dial the number. Because isn't it funny now? We don't even have numbers memorized anymore. You probably got to look it up.
Yeah.
This is great. Yeah, I like the hooker thing. I love where this improv is going here. I think this is going to be really nice.
He's probably not gonna answer because it's an unfamiliar number. But let's see.
Let's see, and we can just try somebody else if he doesn't answer. Let's see. We're ringing. Nobody answers their phone anymore.
I don't answer numbers I don't recognize.
I do, because I love to talk.
Please leave your message.
I don't know if there's anybody else you can think of that might come to your aid. This is amazing.
I think I'm gonna go with DUI.
Yes, I like that. This is good. Thank you for playing, Naeem. This is amazing. Come on, answer.
Hello?
Yo, what up, bro?
Who's calling?
It's Naeem.
Nah, what up?
No, yo, I need a favor.
What's up?
Man, I fuck around, got a DUI last night, yo. And I need you to bail me out, and I can just give you the money later.
All right, what you need me to do?
Shit is I think it's like you got a call, but I think it's like $4,000.
All right, hold on. Where you at now?
Motherfucker, I'm in jail. So I need you to bail me. Huh?
Man, where you in LA? What
Yeah.
part?
Yeah, I'm
Well, I'm-
Hollywood.
Hollywood. All right. Hold on. I got a pen right here.
Hurry up, man.
All right. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You got 1 more minute on that phone.
Yeah, I'm doing this fucking podcast with Samson, and he said he wanted me to call my friends and see if they'll bail me out of jail.
You were down.
And yeah, you came through, ain't even asked no questions.
Yeah, and you're a really good friend. I just want to say thank you. We're going to send you some little bit of a prize somehow. But, man, when Naeem said, I need you, you said, where do I need to be? And he even said $4,000, and you didn't blink an eye. So, wow.
Yeah.
That's real friends.
And it's fucking 3:30 your time. You think I'm just calling you? I've been in jail all night. I hit you at noon.
Listen, I was thinking that. But listen, I know time. You was going to get questions, but you know, hey, listen, time is of the essence. You ain't got but 2 minutes to be on the phone.
Right.
He knew. And I was like, hurry up.
I'm
He's like, who the
you
fuck was
all
that?
I said, he must have been doing something he had no business if I'm the first person.
Right. All right, bro. I'm gonna holler at you
Thank
later.
you.
Thank you.
All right. All right.
Oh, damn.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Yeah.
He got a piece. Hold on, let me get a pen. See?
That's you got good friends, Naeem. Mm-hmm. That's a good friend. That guy did not budget
Well,
$4,000.
the most important thing was I told him I would give it back to him. Now, if I didn't say that,
It would have
might have been a different story.
might have choked up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's fun. Well, tell people where they can check out all your stuff. Your socials and what you got coming up.
My social media, I am Naeem the Star on everything. That's NaimThestar. That's IG and Twitter. And you can catch my show every Wednesday night on BET. They switched it to 9:30 yesterday, so I'm assuming that's the time it's going to stay at.
Check your local list.
What's the name of the show?
It's called Tyler Perry's Assisted Living.
Okay.
And you can go to kevinhartnation.com to catch the rest of the tour. We still have about, I don't know, maybe like 20 dates left, something like that. And then, that's
What
it.
about your passion project? Can
Well,
we still
There's no way to watch that yet.
Naeem, it's called, right?
It's called Naeem.
Okay.
I'm in the process of trying to get that sold right now. So, and if you're in the California area, the Los Angeles area, come check out my gym. It's called Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in the Vineyards Shopping Center in Porter Ranch, right next to Whole Foods.
That's right. And Naeem he'll say hello to you.
I may not be there, but
He
tell
might
him
not
I
be
sent
there.
you.
Right. Tell him. Yeah. Tell him he sent you. All right, Toya. Tell the people where they can see you.
all handles Latoya Rucker. That's it.
That's it. And you can catch me at Samson Crouppen. Please download whatever, stream this, subscribe to this shit, please. This is Samson's World, folks, and the more you subscribe, the more my kids eat. Thank you. Thanks, Naeem, again.
No problem.
You were awesome. Thank you, Toya, as always. We'll see you guys next time. Mom and Dad, I'm on TV.